Did you enjoy the Spanish GP? I saw plenty over the 4 days of the event, and in this video I'd like to share some of my observations with you free of charge. Compliments of Canity.com, the world's best online staff training platform. Let's run through the things that I experienced at the Barcelona GP, and I'm happy to share them with you. For a start, the track is at Montmeló, which is, I'm guessing, about 35 minutes from the city, certainly from the Hotel Barcelona 1882, it was about that. You wend through the city streets and then you get onto a freeway that takes you out there with a toll gate, which you pay there and back. Kick off with my cover pick, Lando Norris with his father Adam. In fact, I didn't know Adam was going to be at the race, and I was situated up on the walkway outside the media centre, and it's one of the few paddocks that we can actually see and photograph without shooting through glass from a height, and allows us to see probably half of the paddock. And I was looking for Lando coming out of the motorhome, and I could see him go to the stairs and walk down. Then he came out, and I didn't even see when I was taking the photos who the second person was. It wasn't until I was editing that I realised it was Lando's dad, Adam, who is the man behind Pure Scooters, which a number of drivers and even commentators use around the track. And those scooters are becoming so prevalent now at F1. Not just Pure, but all sorts of brands. We see lots of F2 and 3 drivers use them. We see lots of media personalities scooting about on them because it simply saves time. And of course, Lewis Hamilton uses them along with Angela Cullen. And I did get this beautiful photo of Angela with a lovely lean as she came out of the area where the motorhomes are. And then on Sunday, Lewis came out first with Angela behind, but unfortunately I wasn't quick enough for that because they are speedy and their aim is to get from the motorhome into the paddock as quickly as possible. Speaking of those motorhomes, there were 6 there. And who were staying in them? Nikita Mazepin, Mick Schumacher, Sebastian Vettel, Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Of those drivers that stay in the motorhomes, Lewis and Nikita come out on a scooter. Valtteri, Seb and Mick choose to go on foot, with Valtteri and Seb coming out on their own, which is an interesting shot because you don't get that when they come in with their trainer and sometimes their manager. On the Sunday morning, Valtteri stopped for a chat with Michael Massey, a fellow Australian and our race director, and they spoke for probably a couple of minutes. Did you know you can travel with 2 passports? Many countries allow you to run concurrent passports, and certainly a lot of people in Formula One have too. Why? Because oftentimes we'll have to send off a passport for maybe 2 weeks to an embassy to get a visa. And as such, we're travelling all the time and we can't afford to be without a passport. So if you have a legitimate reason for having 2 passports, go and apply for a concurrent. You'll find it invaluable, especially if one ever gets nicked. I did notice that 2 drivers, Sergio Perez and also George Russell, would take a little bit longer to put their masks on outside of the car, which is great for us because we get shots of their face. Now, it doesn't sound like much, does it? Hey, I got a shot of a driver's face. But in these times, it is very rare to see the driver's full face. And sometimes when a driver has a mask and sunnies on and a hat, what are you seeing? A bit of forehead? That's about it. On race day, Valtteri actually enters the track twice. He comes out early in the morning and he jogs the track. And on Sunday he jogged with a photographer on a scooter who was obviously doing some private photography for him. And then he goes back, I gather, showers and readies himself. Then he comes back in again, and that's the point at which I got that shot with Michael Massey. And I believe that Valtteri does jog the track every Sunday race day, no matter where the race is. On the subject of Lewis, it's not often we see him standing around outside, but this weekend there were a couple of occasions where he was relaxed and outside and within view of our long lenses. One was on the top of the hospitality suite on Sunday, where he had a quick meet and greet with this fellow, Antoine Griezmann, who, I don't know him from a bar of soap, obviously, but he is a Barcelona football player, plays for the French national team as well. And the other moment was after the race, well after the race, because I'd been editing for about an hour and I came out, and here he was down below, and our media centre is right opposite the Mercedes engineering motorhome. And he was really relaxed, having a chat with a couple of his crew down there about what happened during the race. It was so lovely to see a crowd in the grandstands. We had, I believe it was 1,000 people in the first 7 sections of the grandstand, which is pretty much right opposite us. They were socially distant, but what I found very interesting was at the end of the race, after we'd returned to the media centre, and I looked out to my right and saw the crowds dispersing. It was very orderly. It was done block by block. So I think I said 7 blocks. So block number 7 went first. All those people at the back row went out first, and they just formed a single queue as they headed out. And then block 6, the same thing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Probably took about 15 minutes for everyone to leave. And that's what we're faced with any event, I think, this year where there is crowds. For the start of the race on Sunday, I went down to turn 1 and shot the cars coming head on to me. And you can't actually see the cars when they're stationary on the grid. And I'm guessing we probably miss the first 100 metres of action until they get to the point where the crest does not obscure them. Then they come fanging down towards us. And I really love condensing all of those cars into quite a bunch, as this shot shows. But prior to that on the grid, I did catch best friends Charles and Pierre having a chat, and then a short time later, Carlos Sainz joined the trio. And speaking of the Ferrari drivers, I quite like the look here that Carlos is giving his teammate Charles Leclerc. This was just prior to the national anthem. But that time where the drivers are all stationary and we, standing on the outside of the track, have some sort of photographic access is great, because I've now got all of the drivers' boots, and I will do a video on that shortly, running through the 20 different designs. Now you might notice I've got a different background today, because yesterday I moved from the Hotel 1882 in Barcelona out to this Airbnb. So I booked this Airbnb a couple of weeks ago, and the pictures were pretty nice on the internet. And this is one of 2 bathrooms, which is very nice. There is a second bedroom back here, which is small. There's only me, so I don't need the second bedroom, but have a look out here. Isn't this lovely? And that's why I wanted it, because it's got this lovely outdoor garden that I can use perhaps to do a number of videos, and a very spacious lounge dining area. But that really is lovely out there. Bit of sunshine, and quite a lovely master bedroom, which is big, which is a little bit unusual for Europe. And some very nice music playing here, along with some fish swimming about on the television. And what a monster bed this is. Pretty nice and pretty good value. I'll put the link in one of my videos after I've stayed here. Yeah, that's quite lovely, isn't it? Some nice artwork on the wall here too. Plenty of reading material. Hopefully 1 or 2, well, I'm not going to read, I'm going to do videos, that's what I'm going to do. But really trendy design. I like it. Other well-known people to attend the race. Jerry Halliwell, ex-Spice Girl. Now, I didn't know Jerry was coming, and I was just walking with my long lens along the walkway behind the media centre, and I saw her sitting in the hospitality suite at Red Bull, and so I took a few shots with my long lens. Her outfit was spectacular. She looked glamorous. Christian popped out for a brief second, but I didn't get a chance to get a real good shot of the two of them. Any Germans in the audience today? Because if there are, you would know this man, Kai Abel, who is a bit of a character and a loud dresser, and he was celebrating his 500th race. I know that because someone told me, but also he was waving at me, hey, take a photo of this, because as you can see here, he has 500 written on his face mask. Italians will know this woman and probably love her, Federica Maslin. She was celebrating a birthday on Saturday, and on Sunday had this outfit on and looked absolutely spectacular. Let me take you back to Bahrain a couple of weeks ago, well, it's probably a couple of months ago now. I noticed a woman coming in with Angela Cullen, entering the paddock, and I sort of asked a couple of people, do you know this woman? And got no response. Well, I did find that a number of you were asking following, was it Sunday? Yes, Sunday. Who was the woman that Lewis was hugging after the race? Well, it is Penny Tho, and I'll stand corrected if that's not how we pronounce her surname. But Penny was once in the Forbes magazine 30 under 30 list. She's a prominent talent manager and is even credited with taking Justin Bieber on quite a ride with his career. Penny stepped in after Mark Hine and Lewis parted company. I think that was last year sometime. And before we end, I need to thank all of you who have subscribed here on YouTube. Yesterday, I hit the 100,000 mark. At the moment, my subscriber count is at 5 digits. In any tick of the clock, it'll be 6 digits. I just need one more. I don't care who it is. It can be anyone, anywhere. Dang, there it is! 100,000 subscribers. So there are a few of my observations from the 2021 Spanish GP. If you've liked the video, please hit the like button. And if you're one of the rare people not to have subscribed, get on board now, because I'm heading for 200,000, having trumped the 100,000 yesterday. You'll find all of my digital images at prostarpics.com. You'll find my F1 driver books at kimellman.com, and they're all updated now with new images from season 21. Some driver pics with masks, some without. And you'll find my best pics on Instagram by simply getting on and searching at Kim Ellman. Thanks for watching, and stay passionate. By simply getting on and searching at Kim Ellman. Thanks for holding. No, that's messages on hold.